So what is the issue of East China Sea? It's all about EEZ disputes. China and Japan both claim 200 nautical miles of EEZ rights, but the East China Sea is only 360 nautical miles wide. So whose is it? Well, to answer this question, we have to look at the law. What does the law say? Well, the answer can be found in the 1982 United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea. Now, that might sound like a lot of work, but don't worry because both China and Japan have ratified this treaty. So according to the rules that they themselves agreed to, both countries have exclusive economic rights to 200 nautical miles from their respective coasts. But the thing is, the East China Sea is just 360 nautical miles wide. So how do you split that up? Well, the answer is in the same treaty. Article 74 states that if the coastal states' claims of right of exclusive economic zones overlap, then the zones shall be delimited by appropriate means and in accordance with the relevant provisions of this convention. Okay, so who decides what is appropriate? Well, it's not up to the coastal states to decide because if they agree on one thing, it would be biased. So Article 74 goes on to state that in the delimitation of the overlapping areas, priority should be given to the criteria of equidistance from the coasts and from the dividing line or lines between the exclusive economic zones of the coastal states and to the result of any relevant agreements between the coastal states. The equidistant solution generally gives more weight to smaller states because it takes into account the entire length of each nation's coastline rather than just the length of the shared maritime boundary. In this case, giving equal weight to China and Japan would require an almost perfectly straight line to be drawn down the middle of the sea, which is not what either country wants. China wants all of it. China believes that it has historical rights to the islands and waters around them, and Japan believes that it owns the islands and thus the waters around them too. So how will this be resolved? Well, hopefully through international courts. But if not, then there will always be a dispute.